Have you ever felt completely lost? Like no matter how hard you try, life just keeps pulling you down. You pray, but it feels like your dua is hitting the ceiling. You wonder, why is this happening to me? My dear brothers and sisters, these moments, they are not signs of our abandoning you. In fact, they might be the very moments where Allah is pulling you closer to Him. Stay with me, because today we're diving deep into 7 powerful ways to strengthen your Iman when life feels unbearable. And trust me, you're not alone in this journey. Have you ever felt completely lost? Like no matter how hard you try, life just keeps pulling you down. You pray, but it feels like your dua is hitting the ceiling. You wonder, why is this happening to me? My dear brothers and sisters, these moments, they are not signs of our abandoning you. In fact, they might be the very moments where Allah is pulling you closer to Him. Stay with me, because today we're diving deep into 7 powerful ways to strengthen your Iman when life feels unbearable. And trust me, you're not alone in this journey. You know that feeling when your heart is heavy, your mind is racing, and you just don't know what to do. That's when you need to turn to Salah. Prayer isn't just a ritual, brothers and sisters, it's your lifeline to Allah. When everything feels like it's crumbling, Salah becomes that safe space where you pull your heart out. Remember, the Prophet Muhammad PBUH said, "The closest a servant comes to his Lord is when he is prostrating." Sahih Muslim. Imagine that. Every time you put your forehead to the ground, you're as close to Allah as you can possibly be. Even when it feels like you're just going through the motions, don't stop, push through. Because that one sincere prayer could be the moment Allah opens the doors you've been begging for. When your heart feels empty and your mind is clouded with worries, open the Quran. It's not just a book, it's Allah's words speaking directly to you. Every verse has the power to heal, to guide, and to remind you that you're never alone. Think about this. Allah says in the Quran, "Verily, in the remembrance of Allah do hearts find rest." Surah Ar-Ra'd 13:28. When was the last time you felt that peace? Even reading just a few verses can calm the storm inside you. Reflect on the stories of the prophets. Prophet Ayub has lost everything: his health, his wealth, even his family. But he never lost hope in Allah. And in the end, Allah restored him, stronger than before. That's the power of patience and faith. I know there are times when you feel like your dua isn't being answered. You cry, you beg, but nothing seems to change. But listen closely. Allah is always listening. He knows what's in your heart, even when you can't find the words to say it. The Prophet PBUH said, "Dua is the weapon of the believer." Sunan Ibn Major. Imagine going into battle without your weapon, you wouldn't stand a chance. Life's the same way. Dua is your shield, your sword, your protection, even if you don't see the answer right away. Trust that Allah is working behind the scenes in ways you can't even imagine. Sometimes the delay is His way of preparing something better than what you asked for. Let me ask you, who do you spend your time with when your Iman is low? The people around you can either pull you further down or lift you back up. Surround yourself with those who remind you of Allah, the ones who encourage you to pray, to reflect, and to stay hopeful even when life feels hopeless. The Prophet PBUH said, "A man follows the religion of his friend. So each one should consider whom he makes his friend." Abu Dawud. If you're constantly around negativity, it's going to affect your heart. But if you're with people who remind you of Allah's mercy and His promises, you'll feel your faith slowly being rebuilt, one day at a time. I know what you're thinking. How can I be grateful when everything is going wrong? But listen to this. Gratitude is the key to unlocking more blessings. Allah says in the Quran, "If you are grateful, I will surely increase you in favor." Surah Ibrahim 14:7. Even in the darkest moments, there's always something to be thankful for. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's the roof over your head. Or maybe it's simply the fact that Allah has given you another day to turn things around. When you start focusing on what you do have, you'll notice that your heart feels lighter and your connection to Allah grows stronger. Sometimes the best way to heal your heart is by helping someone else. When you see others struggling and you lend a hand, you realize that your own problems aren't as overwhelming as they seemed. The Prophet BBUH said, "Whoever relieves a believer's distress, Allah will relieve his distress on the day of resurrection." Sahih Muslim. Whether it's volunteering at a charity, helping a neighbor, or simply offering a kind word, these small acts of kindness can transform your heart. You'll find a sense of purpose, and Allah will bless you in ways you never expected. This is the hardest part, I know, but trusting in Allah's plan is the ultimate way to strengthen your Iman, even when life doesn't make sense. Even when everything feels like it's falling apart, know that Allah is the best of planners. The Quran says, "And whoever relies upon Allah, then He is sufficient for him." Surah At-Talaq 65-3. You might not see it now, but one day you'll look back and realize that every hardship was leading you to something greater. Every tear, every sleepless night, it all has a purpose. Allah doesn't make mistakes. He's guiding you, even when you can't see the path. My dear brothers and sisters, life will test you, your faith will be shaken. But remember, these are the moments that can bring you closer to Allah if you let them. By staying consistent in Salah, reflecting on the Quran, making heartfelt dua, surrounding yourself with positive people, practicing gratitude, serving others, and trusting in Allah's plan, you'll find a strength you never knew you had. If this video touched your heart, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share your own experiences in the comments. How do you stay strong during hard times? Let's support each other on this journey of faith. Until next time, may Allah keep your Iman strong, your heart at peace, and your soul filled with light. Ameen.